Really, I am throughout the entire funnel. I actually start before the funnel starts with things like helping with their content strategy, make sure that the content they're about to produce is actually going to do what they need it to do. So that kind of starts even before we build the funnel, and we build the funnel based on that. And then I'm definitely there at the top of the funnel, just building the awareness and, getting people to even notice the brand and see why they would want to work with that brand or buy from that brand. And then getting down to the middle of the funnel, giving the good information and really helping people make informed decisions. That's really important to me. And then also in retaining the customers and making sure that once you have clients, that the content that you provide those people is also still helpful, why they should still engage with your brand, why you're still really good for them, what new things you're coming out to help them with. I actually do a lot of both. I really enjoy the B2C audiences because I'm really passionate about helping people live better financial lives. So when a brand is talking directly to their consumers, I really want to be a part of that conversation. But also when brands are working with other brands, especially in the tech and finance space, I really like kind of getting into those kind of relationships because there's a lot of similarities between businesses, and sometimes they don't necessarily see the links that they could be helping each other with. So if a brand has a really good idea for, let's say, an insurance company, and it's a fintech kind of organization, me being able to take the fintech's ideas and translate that into what's important for insurance companies is something I really do like to do. With finance, you're making sure the regulations are followed to the T. I think the more that I've done, after a decade, you kind of get a hang for what you can say and what you can't say. And I really generally do not run into any problems with legal. Legal usually loves me. I am very good at giving information and even getting those good calls to action in without overstepping the boundaries of, what we're supposed to be providing as far as content in the finance space. I'm often collaborating with multiple departments, talking to IT to figure out stuff like, user experience design and stuff like that, and then working with graphic design to make sure that my content ideas can work in whatever medium that I'm trying to, put them into. And then, of course, working with the stakeholders and the CEOs to make sure that the brand's messaging is on point. So I am often talking to from maybe just the marketing team, and then sometimes I'm involved with like 3 or 4 different teams. I am interested in healthcare. I've done a bit of work around healthcare, a lot around like health insurance. Also tech, I love tech, fintech specifically.
Yeah.
Really anything that's making our lives a bit easier in a very innovative way. I'm always happy to write about that. And the nonprofit space, I have a very soft spot for the nonprofit space. And that's really important to me as well, helping nonprofits get their mission accomplished. So yeah, definitely those are my top ones, I'd say. I think a lot of the predictive analytics that are coming out is really amazing stuff. And the ways that brands are able to use tech and using things like big data to kind of build an entire persona and have it be very accurate and be able to make decisions based on stuff like that. I think that kind of stuff is amazing. And, I think the more we get into that kind of tech, I really see a lot of different possibilities for it. So I'm really excited about the kind of stuff I'll be writing about in the next few years as far as stuff like predictive analytics goes. I think it's important for brands to know that one of my main things is making sure that the content is effective. I want to make sure that if you're paying for content, it does exactly what you wanted it to do. So I like to work with brands where we can have some back and forth and where I can really establish, what are we trying to do? How are we trying to do it? Is this the best way to accomplish it? So being kind of not just a freelancer who's on the outside, but really being able to kind of integrate myself into, even if it's just one project or one piece, being able to just kind of really get in there and make sure that content does exactly what it's supposed to do.